So here we have a simple to-do list that when we move around, we can drag it into different positions and reorder it, and we're sending that, we're notifying the server that of the starting and end position. But notice that it's coming back with a 404 because there is no web service endpoint listening for that request. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we can create that web service endpoint. So let's see. If we go to the server-side implementation here, we see that we had a web service that allowed us to retrieve the list of all the to-dos. Let's extend this by creating now a new web service that listens for an incoming put. Right? That's exactly what we're sending. Notice that that's what we're sending from the client. Right? We're sending a put. With this URL pattern, right? So let's copy that URL pattern, right? It starts with /API experiments to do. So we'll say that we're going to be listening for that incoming API to do, but it's a put. Notice that the way that the server distinguishes between these two is that this was a get and this is a put. Here, we're going to do an update to dos, and we're going to implement that in a implement it down here. That is going to participate in the request response cycle between the client and the server. And what we need to do here is we need to parse out the query parameters start and end, right? And to do that, we can say start from the request parameter. We can say query, and then the element name, rather the query name is start. That's start. And then we can parse out the end and say that it's also in the request, it's in the query, and the parameter is called end. Now that we have both, we can just display and see that indeed we have those values, right? So start and end, right? So let's restart the server and see if these two are communicating. Let's put this maybe on the right-hand side, and on the client. If we move, if I refresh this, right, and if we move this around and leave it down here, notice that the server responds. See that? It prints out to the console this is the new position 0 and 3, or if I move 4 and I move it down to the 0 position and I drop it, notice that the server is receiving the locations of the new of these new items.